Welcome to Unfiltered with Riley Bird. I'm sure by now you already guess what it is. I'm Riley Bird. So yeah, you know what it is. You know, when I was about starting this podcast, I reached out to a lot of friends like, yo, I'm starting this podcast on Unfiltered with Riley Bird. You know, ideas, trying to college ideas, thoughts, and everything together. You know, majority of the thoughts that came across my way was like, you know, Bird, you gotta say this, say that, you know, you fly the next overnight to viral, this. I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but that's not really why I'm starting this, you know. There's a lot of brain dead content flying around, you know how it is, man. I don't even got to say it. Chip into the algorithm that certain words you say right now, we're there. But what we're about here on Unfiltered with Riley Bird is giving you the raw truth, honesty, sincerity. So now if you really want to grow in life, you really want to take your level from year to year, this is exactly the place you need to be. So hit that subscribe button right now, let's like, drop the comments, and then let's grow together. Welcome to Unfiltered with Riley Bird. Yeah, so I think it's only courtesy, like, you know, courtesy demand, since most of you are meeting me for the first time, that I like introduce myself. So I'm Riley Bird. I'm an artist, I'm a Christian, I'm a fine boy, I'm a Yoruba man. I'm just here to push intellectual thoughts, you know, discuss things. And I like to think the basis of everything in life should be sincerity. Like when you're sincere with who you are, with what you do, I believe ultimately you will get from year to year. So I'm not a life coach, so don't go thinking, yeah, whatever Riley Bird says is what. Nah. I'm just basically here to have fun and share my thoughts. I can never get enough of sharing my thoughts with myself, but also why not bring people in and then, you know, extend the thoughts, like let's see what it's all about. And for the meantime, this is my co-host. Yeah, Hannah, say hi. Yeah. So you're gonna be saying now every now and then and whatnot. So so that's basically me, Riley Bird. So today let's get into it. Yeah, so basically I think I might just start off this first episode with what I like to call affirmation in Christ. You know, in my notepad I wrote something. I was just, you know, like I said, I think to myself a lot, and then I think something happened. I can't really remember what really happened, and then I was like, oh, there's really nothing in the world, let me put it like this, there's really nothing you, the world, the devil can take away from me. Like basically how it is, like, you know. So now I just say to myself, like, you know, I'm not saying I'm Job, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just like, yo, I think my work with God has gotten to a level, like, I'm not saying off of my own prowess or abilities or like decisions or whatnot. I'm just saying, like, there's a level now I trust God to always come true regardless of whatever happens. Like, you know, I've come to realize, like, there will always be the downs, there will always be the highs. Like, it's basically like it is, like similar to life. There's going to be dry season and wet season, and even like, I like to take most of my reference from the Bible. Like, you know, let's say for example in Ecclesiastes it says there's a time for everything, a time to born, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to grow, a time to die, whatnot. Like, so like, and there's this quote, I can't really remember the author right now. It says, I'm paraphrasing right now, it says, a man fully alive, or no, the glory of God is a man fully alive. First time I saw that quote, I was like, damn. So like, you're literally telling me, you know, contrary to what I would have believed before, like the glory of God would mean, you know, the glory of God, you know, like riches, wealth, you know, prosperity, good health, and all of those things, like the glory of God now. But then it hit me when I saw that quote, like the glory of God is a man fully alive. And if we're going to if you are going to break that down, like let's take the reductionist approach, for example. Fully alive, to be fully alive would mean you've experienced the highs, you've experienced the lows, you've experienced the good times, you've experienced the bad times. You get the point. That's what it means to be fully alive. Like if all you have in your lifetime is just good, sorry to break it to you, you've not been alive. If all you've had in your lifetime is all bad as well, you've not still been alive. So the glory of God is the man fully alive. At first, when I saw that quote, I was like tempted to, like, to pray the prayer like, yo God, show me your full glory. But then there's this element of, like, you know what you're praying for, right? Like, if you're saying God will show you his full glory, that ultimately means you will go through the valley of the shadow of death as well. But the good news is God is always like present. He's always present. Like myself, I went through a love series like in the past few months. I almost, like, at some point I was like nah, like because I knew for a fact like God was always there. So his voice was so absent. At some point I was like, I must be doing something wrong. Like, probably there's a sin in my life, there's something, like, definitely I must be doing something wrong. Until I got the epiphany, like, oh shit, the revelation, like, there are seasons where God speaks, and there are seasons where is there, like, you won't hear it, but you just need to trust him solidly, like, yo, this man is up there speaking. It's basically, I had a conversation with two I don't really know what to call them right now, because one is 11 years old, the other one is 14 years old, a boy and a girl. They just, when they see me around, they just like to come chill with me. I'm like, yo, Oba. Most of my friends call me Oba. So you're like, Oba. So the other day, we're just chilling. I like to think they are the first beneficiary of this podcast. So we were talking the other day, and then I just had a revelation, and then I just gave them the example where they were asking me, like, how do we know, or how do they know, or how would they know when it is God speaking and the devil speaking and whatnot? And I was like, then I was giving them examples and whatnot. But what I'm trying to get to here is, like, then I pointed an example to them, like, why three of us were having a discussion. I was the one primarily talking that day, and then I was like, if an observer should see us, what would the observer say? The observer would say, oh, these three people are having a discussion, and I was the main person talking. And then there were times where they talked, there were times where I talked, they listened, there are times where I listened and whatnot. You get the point. So it just hit me like, oh, it's similar. That's how it is with God. Like, a true conversation is not one-sided. It's never one-sided. So there are times where I listen, it's talking. There are times where he listens, I'm talking. Like, I don't know if you get the point. So, and it has come to my, like, attention, like, basically that's what prayer is all about. Prayer is supposed to be a two-way conversation, a two-way conversation. Like, contrary to popular belief, like, Father help me, like, it's just your words, and then there are times you just have to, like, you speak, you let him speak, you speak, you let him speak, you speak, you let him speak. So based off that, I've been speaking, now it's your turn to speak. Just let me hear something in the comment section. Okay, so it's basically that. I think I'll probably title this episode Affirmation in Christ. I don't know what you think. I'll probably just give me a better title in the comment section. And I like the word affirmation. I don't know why it just strikes me like affirmation, like, to affirm. It's more like identity, the funny thing is, I got to realize, like, we humans, we might, amongst other things, we might just basically be categorized into two main groups. Those that identify with identity, I like that. Those that identify with identity and those that don't. You know, most of my friends that know me, like, or like, if you meet me today, I guarantee you, if you meet me, like, if you like spend some time with me and whatnot, I guarantee you, one of the few things you will begin to notice about me is, okay, he's a Christian, he's an artist, he's caffeine addicted, he's I mean, I like to deny that part, but like, so like what I'm getting it at is that I think I identify with identity, even though subconsciously I've not really seen it. Like, it's not a case of whether I like it or I don't like it, but or whether it's something to even like or not to like. But in anything, I mean, I don't do it for anybody, I do it for God and for myself. But I think I like to be identified as a Christian. I heavily like to be identified as an artist, not just musically. I mean, while we're talking about that, check out my latest tape. It's titled From Way Before. Link is in the bio. Amazing tape. You're definitely gonna love it. So I like to be identified as an artist as well. Like, I like to approach everything I do from an artistic point of view. Like, when I'm writing, when I'm talking, when I'm walking, when I'm, you know, name it, anything, I like to approach it from an artistic point of view. I like to be identified as the proper artist. These things now just come to my head. Like, I mean, let me be realistic. There's some that but you get the point. I identify with identity. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, so, like, going back to the roots thoughts, like, why some just is like some people just freeform their way through life. Like, they don't really give a, you understand what I'm saying? They just, whether you see them as a Christian or not, like, they just don't bother. And in reality, we might just all be the same thing, because those that don't identify with anything, maybe that is their identity. You get my point? Like, I mean, does that make sense? Like, I don't know if I'm rambling right now, but just, if it doesn't make sense, just correct me in the comment section. I really love to hear you guys, like, you know. So, I mean, it's been fun. It's been great. I like this. I think this is my own thoughts. I think it's something to be continued. Like, but if you think is something to continue, just go on Riley Bird in the comment section. And if you really want me to stop, just put in the comment section, just write stop this right now. I hope I don't see any of that. So like I said, welcome to Unfiltered with Riley Bird. It's nice having you guys here. See you on the next one. Peace.
Go on, Riley Bird.